Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm here with a look at the Funko Pop of Hoggle from one of my favorite movies ever, Labyrinth. There's a lot of detail within Hoggle's costume in the movie, and I'm really happy that Funko managed to capture a lot of those details in pop form. There's a lot of interesting things going on with this pop, so let's dive right on in and look at some of it. The first of which we'll focus on is the costume. His vest they did a good job with as far as like the design of it, the shape of it, and the color scheme. And the fact they got the back section where there was like a little face and like the little tongue strap hanging out. Looks pretty good. The patch on his pants, patches, different colors, and they sculpted a little seam edges to them. And the little kind of bagginess where they meet the sock there looks good. His little pouch looks good. The little pouches hanging there look good too, but his main pouch there on the side looks great. And all the trinkets hanging from the strap going around here are all very well painted, so props to Funko for that. The lacing on his shirt is well painted. The bagginess of his sleeves are well sculpted. Again, the patches on the front of the pants look really good. There's a good wrinkle to it. The design of his shoes look good. And if you notice, even just like at the top of the shoes and over the pants and over the shirt, there's a sort of layer of filth to all this. It's not perfect. I like they included kind of a dirtiness to this all, because it really does reflect Hoggle's look in that film, because he's not very clean. Also, his keys right there. And again, a nice sculpt, a nice paint job. And I like that he's holding the peach in his hand that he gives Sarah. Speaking of Sarah, I love that he's got the little plastic bracelet that she gives him. And he's all like, plastic. Like, that just cracks me up in the movie that he's so impressed by it. But also, it's a nice detail that Funko included that here. Now, let's talk about the head, because it's a pretty good sculpt. But I think that the color is a little too light. Like, his skin in the movie is considerably darker than this. His face is already dirty, but underneath that dirty base, I think this figure's face should be a little bit darker. Now, they included this dark wash. You can see it right here on the nose and in the eye socket area. I saw some. This has varying degrees of wash when you look at this in stores. I saw like 5 of them, and some are cleaner than this, and some are much dirty, like just gray, washy dirt smeared everywhere. And to me, some of them look like it was way too much. His hat looks pretty good as far as like the crustiness of that goes, but be on the lookout for that. I think it's up to you if you're in stores what kind you want. I liked this one because, well, first of all, the eyeballs in this one are the only ones that I saw that were like perfectly well painted. Literally every other one I saw, the eyeballs were just really grimy, not proper circles, and that really irritates me when the eyeballs aren't perfect circles. So this is the reason I got this one, and even though it wasn't as washy, some of them were just way too dirty for my taste. But beyond that, I think the wash that's in here does highlight the wrinkles of his face really well, and they sculpted the wrinkles really well. Because if you look at that movie, there's a lot of texture to his face, a lot of uneven surfaces, a lot of wrinkles and crevices, and they did a pretty good job sculpting that and honoring like his profile with his nose and his cheeks, his little wobbly chin there. I like the sculpt of his mouth, and there is some grime paint in there to highlight that as well. Eyebrows look good, but his little hat looks great. Look at the sculpt of the patchwork here, the different little areas and the seam. Really well done. Also, his hair in the back, because he does have hair that kind of hangs out in the back of his head in the movie, and I'm glad they included that. There is some random stray paint here that I don't like, but again, I'll take that over uneven eyeballs and stuff. But his nose looks good, his hat looks good, I dig his hair, I dig a lot of the elements within this. Also, he's slightly smaller than your average pop, because, in the movie, Hoggle is shorter than everyone, but they can't make him too little, otherwise, he's not worth the value. So I like that they made him in scale with most of the average pops, but just slightly smaller to give that slight sense of smallerness. So yeah, dig this a lot. As a fan of Labyrinth, I'm so happy that Funko is doing this line, and I'm so happy that this pop turned out as good looking as it does, because it's a fantastic sculpt, and aside from the washy face stuff, the detail on his costume is great. Thanks for watching, everybody, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook and stuff.